Yeah, this is following from the IPP, yeah. Um, I was talking about my mate, sorry, but let's go a little bit more backwards, yeah. Anyway, I'm in IPP, so I'm out of prison. You get probation officers, yeah. So the first one I had was a little bodybuilder, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, and then but they moved me from him. They give me another one. I moved to Harrow, yeah. So they give me one opposite Harrow Town Hall. And it was okay down there. So I was visiting them, what, maybe twice, 3 times a week, honestly, sometimes, yeah. And then it was once every week, then twice every 2 weeks. It was like, it become a pain in the butt, but you had to do it, yeah. And every probation, I've had about 10 probation officers in 12 years. You know what I mean? But they've all been good people. You know, they really have been good people. The only bad one was the one I had in Askew Road, the little bodybuilder that was a bully, yeah? He wasn't a bully, but he wanted to be a bully because he was a probation officer. He couldn't be nothing else, you know. He was a right idiot as far as I was concerned. But, you know, you got to abide by the rules and do exactly what he says, and he knew that anyway. But anyway, so now I'm on probation, yeah, and you know when you go in there, what you doing, mate? What you working? I do this, do that. You know, how you getting on? And yeah, I'm okay. How you coping? Money, just about coping. I get X amount of money per week, and I live on that, yeah. And I was living in a one-bedroom flat. It wasn't all that, but it was something better than being in prison, yeah. So I used to, then I one day I come into my house here, and I got older, and this staff running down the road, and I took this staff. I looked after her. She was very ill. I brought her back to life in a way. I should take her walks on miles, yeah. And you know, she was my little companion, like my little friend. And I, you know, just loved her so much. But she died. She died. She was old. She was people just took the piss out of her when they had her, yeah, and they just whatever that she was on her last legs. But I looked after her anyway, and she died on me, so that really shook me. But I was still on probation, and then they shipped me when I moved to Harrow. They shipped me one day. Harrow was getting moved, and they shipped me to Hendon. It was miles Hendon, you know what I mean, to get there. But I had to get there, be there at 11 o'clock. So I should leave my house for about 9:30 to get there by bus, yeah. And like every probation officer there was fantastic, mate. They were so good to me, honestly. And it was, you know, you don't forget you've been on there, you've been on probation now for 10 years, 11 years, yeah. And you know the score. You go there, what you're doing. And you got to remember, because you're an IPP, right, and an ex-crackhead, yeah, you say, I know, because I'm not taking no more drugs, I'm off the drugs, I'm staying, I don't go nowhere. I don't go out to pubs, I don't go out to clubs, I don't go nowhere, you know, because of the fact that, you know, because of who I am, you might get in trouble with these guys, kids that you've had rows with, you know, and all that. That happened once and the kids didn't turn up. Anyway, but, you know, uh, so I didn't really go out to pubs, clubs and bars. I don't want to get myself in any trouble because of the cameras. You've only got to have a bit of trouble in the pub, and you're in that pub when it kicks off. You're not involved in it, but they've got you on the camera, a recall. So it's best to stay away. So for nearly 11 years, I stayed away from pubs, clubs, bars, and all that, yeah. Maybe went out for a meal now and again, but I stayed away as much as possible, yeah. So anyway, one day, uh, I I was doing some weights in my house, and this guy, um, his name was Terry Haley. I was to work with his dad, Dennis, yeah. He come to my place with some weights. This guy was the greatest guy I could ever meet. Yeah, he took me out, he took me for dinner, brought me around all his properties, brought me down to this place I'm now living in. He said, "Would you like to live here?" I went, "Yeah, live off." So he said, "Look, in a minute you can come here," you know. And he done it all, painted it all. And the other day he put a brand new carpet in here. The other day, you know, this is all newly carpeted out. Such a nice guy, man. You know what I mean? And he's the sort of guy you can never take liberties with. He's so just nice. anything that I want, I asked him. He might muck about, but I always get it from him, you know. Anyway, so I can move here, yeah. So then I goes down to probation, and she said, "Look, we're trying to get you off the IPP now because you've been in it such a long 20 odd years, yeah, 22 years. You know, we're trying to get you off it now. And the Home Office have asked us to do a report on you, yeah. So it took, I was at Hendon, and this woman there, I forget her name, she was really such a nice woman. They're going to get my book anyway when it's all done. You know, she was so nice. And she said to me, look, you know, we'll do every day going in there, getting this thing sorted out, yeah. So, but all of a sudden, COVID come, bomb, COVID slaughtered her. So I couldn't go down there. She got hold of her manager. Her manager, he was supposed to do this, supposed to do that, but he didn't send the paperwork off to the Home Office. So now I'm waiting because COVID was ages. It didn't ever seem to end. But so they told me that they would notify me when my paperwork had gone through. So I hadn't heard nothing, yeah. And I thought, oh, you know, like, driving me crazy this now. It's too much, yeah. So then I got hold of the probation officer again, and she said I'm being moved to Uxbridge. So they moved me to Uxbridge, and I met this probation officer called Boss, an African woman, and she come from Nigeria. Well, my girlfriend that I was with come from Nigeria, you know. Anyway, so we were talking. She's really a nice woman, yeah. And I was asking her about all of what I've done to get my IPP took off. So she got in touch with Hendon. Hendon then, we had a three-way conversation on the phones. Hendon said that her manager of probation can't find the paperwork that I'd all done. It took me ages, 6 months, maybe even more, to get all this paperwork done. And he's lost it, yeah? So Boss, she was such a nice woman. She went all through it with me again, you know, as quick as possible, mate. And she got me, one day I'm sitting in my house, they come round, Boss comes round with some area manager, come in, look at where I live. They can't believe the place. They go away, and within, 4 or 5 weeks, I get a phone call for me to go down to the office, yeah? And, you know, I was sort of waiting. And she come down and give me an envelope, yeah? I nearly cried, man. She said, the IPP squashed now, you know. It's all over for you, way. You're no longer an IPP. And I wanted to cuddle her. You know, it's so good. I couldn't believe that I'm off it, you know what I mean? But even though I'm off my IPP now, yeah, I still find it hard to go out and enjoy my life, yeah? Because you got to remember, you've been an IPP now for 20 odd years, yeah? 22, 23 years or whatever it is, yeah? And you feel as if you went out, you know? It's always in my mind. People are watching this now going, well, come on, you've got to let it go sometime, right? But to go out, you know, I'm always frightened maybe there might be a bit of trouble. You know, you never know. You get involved, clump someone, hit someone on the chin, all of a sudden you get your nicks or something like that. You got you on camera, and they, you know, and then you go to court, and the judge say, well, you've just finished an IPP, Mr. Hill. You know, it doesn't seem as if you learnt your lesson, and you get a big bit of bird. So you're back on it, really, in a way, you know. Or you're never out of it. I'm out of it, but it's still, that's in you. I'm a bit institutionalised now, you know what I mean, to it, really. You know, I mean, I told you before that I can sit in my place now. I can sit in there for hours and hours and hours, yeah, in the dark. You know, like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't realise, you know, how long I've been there, sitting there thinking. Imagine, you know, going backwards to things that happened in my life, yeah. And it's absolutely crazy, yeah. But the other day, as it happens, you can see there now, it's all new carpet here. You can see it's all brand new, all around the house. It's all brand new carpet. So I had to move everything from the bedrooms, everything. I had to move everything out from the bedrooms into the front room, yeah, and put it most of it into the kitchen, this settee and other people. Stack it all up really high, yeah, and it was packed. So when they come down the carpet, I started putting it all back together again. The guys give me a hand to put the wardrobes back in and things like that, yeah. And we put the table in the office, and we put a lot of stuff on the table, so we're ready for me to pack up and put away again. So I'd be looking for my birth certificate and things like that, yeah, so I can go and get a passport, you know, because I want to go away. It's about time I want to go away now, yeah, have a holiday, yeah. So anyway, I'm looking around, but all of a sudden, I mean, I can't find my birth certificate nowhere. The police have had that, I don't know where that is, or my passport. I ain't got a clue yet. But all of a sudden, I've got these drawers. I pulled these drawers out and put them on top to make the cupboard lighter. And I'm putting them back. Boom, and out the bottom of the drawer, which must have been stuck to the drawer, was my dad, my real dad, his death certificate, and also a paperwork about where I used to live years ago, yeah? Can't believe it. It's like, took it all back to me, yeah? And my dad, which I never even knew, right? My dad died 31 years of age, and I was just a baby, like nearly one, yeah, when my dad died. And it's mad. And my dad died of a heart attack, which I didn't. I thought my dad died of a pleurisy, I was told, but on the death certificate, it said my dad died of heart attack. His all his arteries were clogged up, yeah, and he died of heart attack. In them days, they didn't know how to deal with it, yeah. But I've had trouble with my heart. I've got 4 stents in my heart, yeah, and I think, wow, we've all followed it from my dad. And my brother Keith's got the same thing. It's crazy, isn't it? It's hereditary, you know, and you want to get your dad by the front and strangle him because you're taking what he had, you know. Yeah, and it's like, you know, and to get that death certificate and look at it, and that was my dad, you know. But it makes you feel. I've got a bit sad, you know, because I've never seen it before. That was I just given the envelope. I put it away. I've never even looked at it. Now I've got it, and my name is Ray Rowlings, Rowlings. That's my real name, Ray Rowlings. And my dad's name was Patrick Rowlings, yeah. And my dad had brothers, yeah. And I took all the brothers' names. Like it's Raymond, Roy, Stephen, John, and my dad's Patrick. Well, I'm Raymond. He loves black women. So he was with black women, and I love black women. It's mad. It's crazy, you know, like it's mad. And there's all naughty boys, you know what I mean? My dad was a coach painter, you know. Oh, he was a bad man, man. All the family were bad. And it's just to see that and to go back to look at that like that. And my dad died when he was 31. You think to myself, Christ, I've had a good innings, really. I'm 74, 73. Do you know what I mean? So I've had a good innings, yeah? And I'm powerful, I'm strong, you know, and all in my fight all this shit away, yeah? You know, I'm always training. I love to train. I love to look after myself, yeah? I don't want to get old. I am old, but I don't want to be old, yeah? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. I'm sorry. I see that. I was like, wow, 31, you know, and now I'm off the IPP, you know, and maybe people don't know about this, but there's something happened, yeah, for IPPs. Evidently, this is only what I've been told, and I've been told by Fish, right, that letters have come round to people that are doing IPPs. I don't know about in prison, but maybe it is in prison as well, that they're dropping the IPPs for everybody, yeah? They're taking the IPPs away. I think they should have let IPPs out a long time ago, because I've been away with guys that as Fish said, and I know one, yeah, Well, I know quite a few actually, 2 or 3. That one guy had a fight with his dad, but IPPs was given to us as a perpetual, people that do things perpetually all the time. So this kid was always fighting his dad. His dad called the police. The kid got 14 months IPP. He's been away about 19, 21 years. Is that right? There's another kid, nicked mobile phones, nicks a mobile phone. People are chasing him. He's on a bike. He turns round to see where the people are chasing him. He bumps into an old woman. She fell over. She broke her shoulder and she cracked her jaw. They give him a 2.5 years IPP, same as me. He done fucking nearly 23 years. 23 years. And that as a judge, the judge gives you that as your sentence of 2.5 years. And the home office are the ones, IPP, right, that have gone bang, crack, you get on with it, you know what I mean? And it's, it's absolutely crazy that the way they've gone, the way they give the IPP out, that was just an unbelievable sentence. Never knowing a date that you're going to get out. And you haven't really done, there's a lot of people that haven't really done much to get that, yeah? But what you've got to remember, yeah, that IPPs was brought out in another country for sex offenders. So they started giving bad sex offenders IPPs in this country. So what frightens me at the minute, yeah, is that they sent letters to IPPs to say they're going to release them, or let's give them a shorter sentence or whatever they're going to do, yeah? But they're going to release them all. So I only hope they don't release these people that need to stay in prison for the rest of their fucking lives. These people that have molested and raped women and young kids, yeah? They're the people that should stay in prison, should never be let out. But it seems to be that it's Keir Starmer and his Home Secretary are doing such crazy things at the moment. So what can you say? They're just going over the top with everything now. It's madness, yeah? Anyway, I don't want to get involved in that, Keir Starmer and bits and pieces, because my mouth wouldn't stop, and I don't want to. I mean, I got chucked off of YouTube for 10 to 12 weeks for running Keir Starmer down. So it goes to show you that, they're even in charge of things like YouTube. You know what I mean? So anyway, bang bang whale. That's about it on my IPPs. Yeah. I just wish and hope that everybody, the right people that are on IPPs, that have done 20 years, 21 years, that are now released. You got to remember, a lot of them who are IPPs, young boys, of now 20 years, 30 years later, they're still away. Well, not 20, 30 years, so 22 years, 23 years later, they're still away. So they become very, very institutionalised, yeah? And they're going to open the gate and let them out into a big mad world where they've got nothing, yeah? Everything's been took for them. Because a lot of the people, this IPP not only give you big sentences, but it made you lose everything else, lose your families. People can't, you can imagine mums, old mums that love their sons, they get put away for an IPP. But no, don't forget, not only is it sons, it's also girls and all that have got IPPs, yeah? You can imagine, can't you? Your mother trying to get your son out of prison, and you may be 80 years of age, mate, and you die. Like my mum and dad, they both died. Yeah, but I was lucky enough to see my mum for 4 or 5 years of my life, yeah? It disgusts me, man, that we're such arseholes. We're arseholes, and so is the government arseholes to what they did, giving us IPPs for something that didn't merit an IPP. How can a judge sentence you? He's sentencing you to 2.5 years. That's your tariff. That is your tariff for 2.5 years. He feels that the charge that you've been nicked for merits a 2-year sentence of 2.5 years. But then they give you an IPP on top of that. So you've done 20 odd years. I've done 10 years in prison, 12 years on the street. People go, well, yeah, but you done 12 years on the street. But now I'm still in prison. I was still in prison. And actually, it's a lot worse because you can't enjoy your life. You're out in the street, but so much goes on, you can't go out. You can't enjoy your life. Anyway, I've got to stop now. Bang, bang, rail. Oh, yeah, there's one more thing. No, I'll tell you later on about this. I've got something really coming up nice, yeah? Nice one.